庆祝香港回归祖国25
时人区第6届政府就职典礼即将开始，有请大会主持人张景欣女士。
迎中华人民共和国主席习近平先生和夫人彭丽媛女士莅临。现在由香港特别行政区行政长官李家超先生和夫人陪同进场，请起立。现在由香港特别行政区行政长官李家超先生和夫人陪同进场，请起立。请坐。各位请坐。庆祝香港回归祖国25周年大会暨香港特别行政区第6届政府就职典礼现在开始。庆祝香港回归祖国25周年大会暨香港特别行政区第6届政府就职典礼现在开始，请全体起立，奏唱国歌。请坐。现在，请香港特别行政区第6任行政长官李家超先生宣誓。恭请中华人民共和国主席习近平先生监誓。
本人李家超谨此宣誓，本人就任中华人民共和国香港特别行政区行政长官，定当拥护中华人民共和国香港特别行政区基本法，效忠中华人民共和国香港特别行政区，尽忠职守，遵守法律，廉洁奉公，为香港特别行政区服务，对中华人民共和国中央人民政府和香港特别行政区负责。
现在，请行政长官李家超先生 带领香港特别行政区主要官员上台宣誓。恭请中华人民共和国主席习近平先生监誓。
我谨此宣誓。本人就任中华人民共和国香港特别行政区政府政务司司长。定当拥护中华人民共和国香港特别行政区基本法。定当拥护中华人民共和国香港特别行政区基本法。效忠中华人民共和国香港特别行政区。效忠中华人民共和国香港特别行政区。尽忠职守。遵守法律，廉洁奉公，为香港特别行政区服务，宣誓人陈国基。
多謝
謝謝李家超先生。
李家超先生。
現在，請香港特別行政區行政會議成員宣
行
誓。
政會議成員宣誓。
請香港特別行政區行政長官
行政
李
長官
家超
李家超先
先生
生監誓。
我謹此宣誓，
謹此宣誓，
本人就任中华人民共和国香港特别行
香港
政
特別
区
行政區
行政會議成
行
員，
政會議成員，
定當
定當擁
中華人民
護中
共和
華人民共
國
和
香港特
國
別行
香港特
政區基本法
別行政區基本法。
效忠中華人民共和國香港特別行政區，
香港特別行政區，
盡忠職守，
盡忠職守，
遵守法律，廉潔奉公，為香港特別行政區服務。
服務。
宣誓人陳國基。
陳國基。
现在，请香港特别行政区行政长官李家超先生致辞。
先生致辭。
尊敬的
尊敬嘅
習主席、
習主席、
各位嘉
各
賓、
位嘉賓、
各位香港
各位
市民，
香港市民，
今天
今日
我以謙
我以
卑的
謙卑嘅心情，
在國家主席的監
主
視下，
席嘅監視下，
就任
就任中華人民共和國
香港特別行政區行政長官。
任行政長官。
我衷心感
我
謝
衷心感
中央人民
謝中
政府
央人民政府
和香港市民
同埋
對
香港市
我的信
民
任。
對我嘅信任。
我將帶領團
我將會
隊
帶領團
全
隊
力以赴，
全力以赴，
共建一個
共建一個
關愛共融、
關愛共融、
充滿發展機
充滿
遇
發展機遇、希望
和活力
同埋活力
的香港。
嘅香港。
25年前
25年前
踏入
踏入
7月1號
7月1號
零時
0時0分，
在我們現在身處
喺我
的
哋而家身處
香
嘅
港會議
香港會議
展
展覽中心，
奏起
奏起
中
中華
華
人民
人民共
共和國
和國
國歌，
國旗和香港特
同埋
別
香港特別行政區區旗
冉冉
冉冉
升起。
升起。
香港特別
香港特
行政區
別行政區
正式成立，
正式成立
一國兩制
一
這個創新的偉大
呢個
構想
創新嘅偉大
正式
構
起
想
航。
正式啟航。
一國兩制
一國兩制係香港社會嘅最佳制度保障，
是維持香港
維持
長期
香港
繁榮穩定
長期
重要
繁榮
基
穩定嘅重要基石，
更是給予特區獨特優勢的
給
成功
予特區
國策。
獨特優勢嘅成功國策。
1/4世紀以來，
1/4世紀以嚟，
在多方面
香港喺
都
多
取得
方面
驕
取得
人成就，
驕人成就，
不僅僅被評為
不單止被評為全球最自由經濟體、
全球第
全
三大
球
金融中
第三
心、
大金融中
第
心、
5最具競爭
最
力城
具競
市。
爭力嘅城市。
我們更是全球最大
最大
人民
人民幣離岸中心，
擁有
擁有
第一大的
第一大嘅航空貨運量，
以及5間世界百強大
世
學。
界百強大學。
香港的成就
香港嘅成就不勝枚舉。
當然，
當然，
香港期間
香港期間亦都經歷過不同嘅挑戰，包括環球金融危機、
14年的違法佔
14
中、
年違法佔
16
中、
年
16年旺角暴
19
動、
年
19
社會
年
暴亂、
社會暴
外
亂以及
部勢力
外部勢力干預香港事務、
危害
危
國家
害國家
安全，
安全
以及新冠疫情
新冠
等，
疫情等等，
憑藉中央強大後盾的全力支持，
強大後
一
盾嘅
國兩制
全力支
的
持，
生命力
一國兩制
和
嘅生命力
優越性，
同優越性，
以及香港市
以及
民
香港市民
自強不息、
自強不息、
勤奮努
同埋
力，
勤奮努力，
每次香港都能克服挑戰，
都能夠克服
重新出發，
重新
站向新台
再上
階。
新台階。
這充分反映
呢個充分
香港的兩大優勢：一是一國兩制給予香港作為特別行政區獨特優勢，致使融入國家發展大局的特區，也是聯通世界的國際城市和最有效連接國家和世界的通道。二是香港的自身優勢，香港人的韌力和意志，社會各界的共同力量。今天，我肩負起中央及香港市民賦予的歷史使命，我感到無比光榮，亦深知責任重大。我將全面準確貫徹落實一國兩制、港人治港、高度自治方針， 维护宪法和基本法确定的特区宪制秩序，维护国家主权、安全和发展利益，确保香港的事实和核心价值。香港回归以后，基本法保障了香港市民的权利和自由，保障了司法独立和终审权。香港的法治水平在世界排名第19位，先于不少欧美国家。我们的高度法治化、市场化、国际化，正正代表了一座国际城市成功的要素。香港国安法的颁布实施，让香港由乱到治；完善选举制度，让香港落实爱国者治港原则。新选举制度符合一国两制方针，符合香港实际情况，符合香港发展需要。我们要珍惜和长期坚持，发挥好这个制度的价值，达至良政善治。面前5年是香港有积极性的关键时刻，特区政府会务实有为，迎难而上，以结果为目标，解决社会问题。管治团队会重视团队文化，优势互补，以改革精神、自我挑战及创新，提升管治效能，为市民解困。领导官员会在问题萌芽时主动介入，积极指挥。政府施政又关心民心所盼，哪怕每天只解决一个问题，但不计小流，无以成江河。持之以恒，必有所成。特区政府会全面提升香港的竞争力，发展经济。我们会巩固和提升国家“十四五”规划下香港作为国际金融、航运、贸易中心的固有优势产业，更会全力发展新兴产业。政府会凝聚建设香港成为国际创新中心，发挥和结合香港和内地的自身优势和不同地方的优势，让香港的基础研科成绩结合到内地，特别是粤港澳大湾区的产业链、人才和市场力量等等，把创科及各领域做大做强，发展高端竞争力，提升创科力量。另外，开幕的香港故宫文化博物馆展现中国国宝和历史文化，必将吸引世界各地人士来港，有利于传播中华优秀文化，加上展现现代与当代视觉文化的 M+ 博物馆，以及一系列香港文化艺术展览和表演共冶一炉。香港将被建成为一个中外艺术文化之都，提升香港的国际定位。“一带一路”和粤港澳大湾区建设都给予香港无限机遇、无限的发展空间。发展是解决社会问题、改善民生的金钥匙。政府施政会以民为本，我们会争取
to resolving social problems and improving people's livelihood. Our governance will be people-based. We will tackle the problem of land and housing, set up working groups to enhance action and coordination, and expedite developments through improving efficiency and increasing quantity holistically Diversified sources of land and housing supply will be explored. We'll also adopt a scientific and precise management approach to bring under control the COVID epidemic situation, strengthen the resilience of our healthcare system, and enhance protection of the elderly and young children. Young people are the future of society. We'll formulate a comprehensive youth policy and development blueprint, broaden the scope for upward mobility of our youngsters, and encourage them to embrace the opportunities of the Greater Bay Area and make their dreams come true. We will enhance our education system and nurture a new generation of youth with an affection for our country, a global perspective, and a perspective of the overall situation as well. Developments aside, the government will stay vigilant and strike to keep crisis at bay. We will lay the foundation for stability and ensure that adequate preventive and protective measures are in place to counter threats against national security, financial security, food and health security, supplies security, etc. The government will send officials and delegations to visit overseas countries and regions. We shall make good use of our discourse power to tell the Hong Kong story well and tell them the achievements and real truth about the success of Hong Kong. My campaign slogan is starting a new chapter for Hong Kong together. Together is the key word. The word together reflects the great importance I attach to teamwork. It carries a dual meaning. First, my team and I will stay united, share common goals, and work with concerted efforts to achieve the synergy of 1 + 1 is greater than 2. Second, the government will work together with the community in unity and give full play to our strengths in charting the future of Hong Kong. With the concerted efforts of the government, the community, and the individuals will be working together with one heart and will become even stronger to overcome all difficulties ahead. Fellow citizens, we are now all set at a new starting line. We're in no way complacent about our past achievements and will strive to overcome challenges and problems ahead. Let's join hands and stay united in passing on the Hong Kong legacy of courage and strong will to overcome challenges. Together, we will start a new chapter for building a better Hong Kong, contribute to the long-term stability and prosperity of Hong Kong, and contribute to China's dream of national rejuvenation. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lee.
I now invite His Excellency Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China, to deliver his address. Fellow compatriots, dear friends, today we gather here on this solemn occasion to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Hong Kong's return to the motherland. and hold the inaugural ceremony of the sixth-term government of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, SAR. At the outset, I wish to extend cordial greetings to all Hong Kong residents and my warm congratulations to Mr. Lee Ka-chiu, the newly inaugurated sixth-term Chief Executive of the Hong Kong SAR, and to principal officials of the sixth-term Hong Kong SAR government and members of the Executive Council. I also express heartfelt appreciation to all fellow Chinese, both at home and overseas, and foreign friends for their support for the cause of one country, two systems, and Hong Kong's prosperity and stability. The history of over 5,000 years civilization of the Chinese nation keeps records of our forefathers tilling the land here in southern China. China's modern history following the Opium War records not just the humiliation of the forced cession of Hong Kong, but also the heroic struggle made by the sons and daughters of the Chinese nation for national salvation. The centenary history of the Communist Party of China rallying and leading the people in an extraordinary endeavor carries chapters of the unique and significant contribution of our compatriots in Hong Kong. Throughout history, Hong Kong compatriots have always stood together with the motherland, rain or shine. And the bond that links us is truly inseparable. Hong Kong's return to the motherland opened a new epoch in the history of Hong Kong. Over the past 25 years, with the full support of the motherland and common efforts of the government of the Hong Kong SAR and people of all sectors, the practice of one country, two systems has achieved success in Hong Kong, recognized by all. Since its return to the motherland, Hong Kong has been a pioneer riding the wave of our country's great cause of reform and opening up. It has leveraged its role as an important window and bridge, connecting the Chinese mainland with the world, and has thus made an irreplaceable contribution to the miracle of long-term, steady and fast economic development of the motherland. Hong Kong has become an integral part of the country's overall development and has actively aligned with national development strategies. It has continued to maintain its strength of being highly free and open and compatible with international rules. Indeed, Hong Kong has played an important role in advancing the new paradigm of China's opening up on a larger scale, across more areas, and in greater depth. Exchanges and cooperation between Hong Kong and the mainland have expanded across the board, and the mechanisms for such exchanges and cooperation have been steadily improved. The stage for Hong Kong compatriots to start business and achieve success has become increasingly broader. Since its return to the motherland, Hong Kong has overcome various difficulties and challenges and forged ahead with steady steps. Hong Kong's advance. Over the past 25 years, Hong Kong has enjoyed robust economic growth. It's maintained its status as an international financial, shipping, and trading center, and its innovation and technology industry has developed rapidly. Its economy is one of the freest and most open in the world, and it boasts a world-class business environment. Hong Kong's pre-existing laws, including the common law, have been preserved and developed. Its social programs are flourishing, and its society has remained stable as a whole. As an international metropolis, Hong Kong enjoys a vitality that is the admiration of the world. Since Hong Kong's return to the motherland, Hong Kong compatriots have become masters of their own destiny. The realization of Hong Kong people administering Hong Kong and a high degree of autonomy has marked the beginning of true democracy in Hong Kong. Over the past 25 years, the constitutional order of the SAR, which is based on China's constitution and the basic law of the SAR, has functioned smoothly. The overall jurisdiction of the central authorities have been enforced, and the SAR's high degree of autonomy has been exercised in the right way. The Hong Kong National Security Law has been adopted, providing the institutions and norms for upholding national security in the Hong Kong SAR. Hong Kong's electoral system has been amended and improved, ensuring the implementation of the principle of patriots administering Hong Kong. The Hong Kong SAR's democratic system is in keeping with the policy of one country, two systems, and Hong Kong's constitutional status. It has served to ensure the democratic rights of Hong Kong residents and to maintain Hong Kong's prosperity and stability. And it holds bright prospects for the future. Fellow compatriots, dear friends, the policy of one country, two systems is a great initiative that has no precedent to follow. The underlying goal of the policy of one country, two systems is to uphold China's sovereignty, security, and development interests, and to maintain long-term prosperity and stability in Hong Kong and Macau. Everything the central government has done is for the benefit of our country, of Hong Kong and Macau, and of our fellow compatriots in Hong Kong and Macau. At the meeting celebrating the 20th anniversary of Hong Kong's return to the motherland, I stressed the 2 points that the central authorities would stick to regarding implementation of the policy of one country, two systems. First, the policy should be implemented unswervingly without deviating or wavering. Second, the policy should be applied fully and faithfully without being bent or distorted. Today, I wish to highlight once more that the policy of one country, two systems, having been tested and proved time and again, meets the fundamental interests of the country and the Chinese nation, and those of Hong Kong and Macau. It enjoys the full support of the more than 1.4 billion people of the motherland. It has the unanimous endorsement of Hong Kong and Macau residents, and it is widely recognized by the international community. There is no reason to change such a good system, and it must be adhered to over the long run. Fellow compatriots, dear friends, a review of the past points the way to the future. The rich practice of the policy of one country, two systems in Hong Kong has left us much valuable experience and food for thought. 25 years of practice tells us that only with a deep and accurate understanding of the rules governing the policy's implementation can we ensure that the course of one country, two systems keeps advancing steadily in the right direction. First, we must implement the policy of one country, two systems in both letter and spirit. The policy of one country, two systems is an integral whole. Upholding our country's sovereignty, security, and development interests is the paramount principle in the policy of one country, two systems. On the basis of this prerequisite, Hong Kong and Macau maintain their previous capitalist system over the long run and enjoy a high degree of autonomy. The socialist system is the fundamental system of the People's Republic of China, and the leadership of the Communist Party of China is the defining feature of socialism with Chinese characteristics. All residents in the SARs shall conscientiously respect and uphold the fundamental system of our country. Full and faithful implementation of the policy of one country, two systems will create immense development opportunities for Hong Kong and Macau. The more firmly the principle of one country is adhered to, the greater advantage the two systems will demonstrate in practice. Second, we must ensure the integration of overall jurisdiction of the central authorities and a high degree of autonomy in the SAR. With its return to the motherland, Hong Kong has been reincorporated into our country's governance system, and the constitutional order of the SAR has been established under the fundamental guidance of the policy of one country, two systems. The central government's overall jurisdiction over the SAR provides the source of the SAR's high degree of autonomy. At the same time, the central authorities fully respect and firmly hold a high degree of autonomy enjoyed by the SAR as enshrined in law. Enforcing the central authorities' overall jurisdiction and upholding the SAR's high degree of autonomy are integral aspects of the same policy, and only by ensuring both can we run the SAR truly well. The SAR adheres to the executive-led system. The executive, legislative, and judicial authorities perform their functions in accordance with the Basic Law and other relevant laws. The executive and the legislature operate through checks and balances and in coordination, and the judiciary exercises judicial power independently in accordance with the law. Third, we must implement the principle of patriots administering Hong Kong. Keeping political power in the hands of patriots is a political rule commonly practiced in the world. No people in any country or region in the world will ever allow political power to fall into the hands of forces or individuals who do not love or would even sell out or betray their own country. To keep the power to administer the Hong Kong SAR firmly in the hands of patriots is essential for safeguarding the long-term governance and security of Hong Kong. At no time should this principle be allowed to be compromised. Protecting the power to administer is protecting Hong Kong's prosperity and stability, as well as the interests of the over 7 million Hong Kong residents. Fourth, we must maintain Hong Kong's unique status and strengths. The central authorities have always handled Hong Kong affairs from a strategic and overarching perspective, with the starting point and ultimate goal always to uphold the fundamental and long-term interests of both our country and Hong Kong. Hong Kong's fundamental interests are consistent with the fundamental interests of the country. The heart of the central government and the heart of our Hong Kong compatriots always beat together. Enjoying the backing of the motherland while staying connected with the world is a notable strength unique to Hong Kong. A strength cherished by both Hong Kong residents and the central authorities. The central government fully supports Hong Kong in maintaining its unique status and strengths on a long-term basis, in consolidating its role as an international financial, shipping, and trading center, in maintaining its free, open, and sound business environment, in retaining its common law system, and in expanding smooth and convenient linkages with the rest of the world. The central authorities trust that in the historical course of building a modern socialist country in all respects and achieving the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation, Hong Kong will have an even greater contribution to make. fellow compatriots, dear friends, in the Chinese people and the Chinese nation's great advance from standing up to becoming prosperous and growing in strength, our Hong Kong compatriots have never been absent. Now, Hong Kong is at a new stage of moving from chaos to governance, and then from governance to greater prosperity. The next 5 years will be crucial for Hong Kong to break new ground and launch a new takeoff. Hong Kong faces both opportunities and challenges, and there are more opportunities than challenges. Both the central government and people across all social sectors in Hong Kong have high hopes for the new government of the SAR. And people of all ethnic groups in China wish the best for Hong Kong. Here, I want to express 4 hopes for Hong Kong. First, strive to improve governance. Enhancing the system and capacity for governance and boosting its efficacy is of pressing importance for the development of the Hong Kong SAR. As administrators of Hong Kong, the Chief Executive and the SAR government bear the primary responsibility for administering Hong Kong. You should all faithfully fulfill the oath of office, take solid steps to implement the policy of one country, two systems, uphold the authority of the Basic Law, and dedicate yourselves to the Hong Kong SAR. Officials should be selected on the basis of both integrity and competence. Outstanding individuals who are firm in their love for both the country and Hong Kong, professionally competent and dedicated to serving the public, should be extensively drawn into government service. The sense of national identity and a global vision should be highlighted. Plans for Hong Kong's development should be made with the overall and long-term requirements in mind. The philosophy of administration should be transformed and the relationship between the government and the market better balanced. This is to better promote both a well-functioning government and an efficient market. Government administration and conduct should be improved so that officials will demonstrate a new level of commitment and satisfactory performance, and take on a new look of good governance. Second, keep strengthening the momentum of development. Hong Kong enjoys a unique position, favorable conditions, and broad space for development. The central authorities fully support Hong Kong in seizing the historic opportunities presented by our country's development, and in aligning with national strategies such as the Fourth Five-Year Plan, the development of the Guangdong-Hong Kong-Macau Greater Bay Area, and the high-quality development of Belt and Road Corporation. The central authorities fully support Hong Kong in developing more extensive and closer exchanges and cooperation with the world, and in attracting more people who aspire to start up businesses and fulfill their dreams in Hong Kong. The The central authorities also fully support Hong Kong in advancing reforms in an active and prudent manner, breaking the impediments of vested interests, and fully unleashing the enormous creativity and development vitality of Hong Kong society. Third, take solid steps to address difficulties in people's lives. As a Chinese saying goes, those who get the benefits of the world take on responsibility for all, and those who enjoy the happiness of the world share concerns for all. As I have said, meeting the people's aspirations for a better life is the goal of all our work. At present, what the people of Hong Kong desire the most are a better life, a bigger apartment, more business startup opportunities, better education for kids, and better elderly care. What the people call for, we must strive to deliver. The new government of the SAR should deliver concrete outcomes and live up to people's expectations. Give top priority to meeting the aspirations of the whole community, especially ordinary people, and act with greater resolve and take more effective steps to address existing problems so that more fruits of development will reach all people in Hong Kong in a more equitable way. Each and every one of them will have greater confidence that as long as they work hard, they are fully capable of making a difference for themselves and their families. Fourth, jointly uphold harmony and stability. Hong Kong is the common home for all its people, and a harmonious family will always prosper. Having gone through ups and downs, people have learned the hard way that Hong Kong must not be destabilized and cannot afford to see chaos. There is extensive consensus that no time should be lost in Hong Kong's development and that all interference should be removed so that Hong Kong can stay focused on development. Everyone living in Hong Kong, regardless of their profession or belief, is a positive force for the development of Hong Kong and can contribute their due share to Hong Kong's development as long as they genuinely support the policy of one country, two systems, love Hong Kong, and abide by the basic law and the laws of the SAR. I hope all Hong Kong compatriots will vigorously promote the mainstream values that are centered on love of our country and love of Hong Kong, and consistent with the policy of one country, two systems, carry forward the tradition of inclusiveness, solidarity, common ground without uniformity, perseverance, and a can-do spirit, and work together to create a better life. In particular, we should care about young people. When young people thrive, Hong Kong thrives. When young people grow, Hong Kong grows. When there is a future for young people, there is a future for Hong Kong. We should help the young gain a keen appreciation of the underlying trend in both our country and the world, and heighten their sense of national pride and ownership. We should help young people overcome difficulties in education, employment, business startup, and home buying, and create more opportunities for them to grow and shine. It is our earnest hope that all young people in Hong Kong will join efforts to build a better Hong Kong and write a splendid chapter in their life with a youthful vigor. Fellow compatriots, dear friends, a line from a Chinese poem reads, "How I wish I could soar the sky on the borrowed wings of a yellow crane." The great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation has become an irreversible historical process. Ensuring the continued success of the practice of one country, two systems in Hong Kong is an integral part of this historical process. We are convinced that on the new journey of realizing our country's second centenary goal, Hong Kong, with the strong support of the great motherland and the solid implementation of the policy of one country, two systems, will surely achieve even greater accomplishments and share, together with fellow compatriots of the motherland, the glory of great rejuvenation
Thank you, President Xi. That concludes the celebrations of the 25th anniversary of Hong Kong's return to the motherland and inauguration of the 6th-term government of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. Please rise as President Xi Jinping leaves the hall. Chief Executive Mr. John Lee will accompany the President.